Hey everybody, good evening from a different location. This is my home studio. It's it's not the Sam studio, but I set up camera quickly. I don't have the right lighting, but you get the idea. Wasn't planning on going on live this evening, but given the new data that's coming in, decided to go ahead and give you guys a heads up as to what's coming and why a winter storm watch has been posted for our area, even though this event is not going to happen until Sunday night into Monday. And it's the first, as I alluded to this morning, if you read my discussion or saw my video earlier, this is the first of a couple of big waves of significant moisture that's going to come in Monday night, Monday, but also Wednesday and Thursday of next week. So that's why I'm going on tonight, just to give you a heads up. I know some of you are still doing your best to recover from the ice storm, even though we weren't affected so much here in Bowling Green. It's those of you that north or live west of our area, you were hit really, really hard. I was today just looking at some of the pictures through Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and you know, you don't have to go that far north or that far west from Bowling Green, and it's a whole different world. And power's been restored to most people, but there's still a lot of hanging limbs and a lot of ice, still a good quarter-inch or half-inch on some of the trees and power lines and everything that's in your yard. So here in Bowling Green, we did not experience that. So when you live in this, shall I dare use the word bubble, in the Bowling Green bubble, we're all just oblivious to, oh, okay, we missed that bullet. But those of you watching certainly didn't miss it and know what I'm about. And you're going to need these next couple of days to recover. That's why the Weather Service, and I talked to them this afternoon. In fact, I have a real good close friends at the Weather Service in Louisville, and I said, why are we pulling the trigger now? And they explained to me that it's because those of you that were impacted by the ice storm, to give you plenty of time to know what's coming and prepare to get the word out now. But also, now this didn't come to my mind, but Monday is a holiday. It's President's Day, and there will be a lot of things closed anyway. But you know, we need to get the word out as soon as possible. And they worked with surrounding National Weather Service offices, Paducah, Nashville, and all around Indianapolis, Wilmington, and they said, you know, we like that idea. We like, since it is a weekend and we're not doing regular shifts, plus we just went through an ice storm, let's just go ahead and give everybody a heads up as to what's coming. So I'm like, okay, I didn't understand, but I get it now. Now, I know the audio is going to be different here because of the, I'm just, like I said, I just threw this to get camera. I'm using the camera microphone. I don't have the studio microphone. I've got one here, but I didn't have time to hook it up like I do at Sam. Is the audio okay? Let me turn on chat here so we can see what you're saying. Okay, we're ready for it. Okay. Does somebody just chime in and let me know if it's distorted? Is it too loud or crunchy sounding, or does it sound okay? Just let me know that, and I'll make the necessary adjustments here. Okay, let's get started, and I want to start with the images coming, or the update from the National Weather Service of Louisville. Okay, Jacqueline says, hear me well. Nick says, good. Okay, sounds good, sounds good. Norma, Jesse, Lynn, thank you. Okay, good deal. All right, thank you very much. So let me go to the full screen here of what we're looking at. Let me get my name down there, or off of there, because you know who I am by now. I hope so. All right, here we go with what the weather service. Now, first of all, this is a little bit of a new component that I wasn't seeing earlier today, but models were definitely saying, you know, we could pick up something tonight off to the east. Well, when I first looked at it, I thought, well, maybe it's not going to be that close to us, but it is going to get close to us in the for those of you that live just east of the Bowling Green area. And so that's why this graphic is important. Let me go through this one for you. Get this out of the way. Well, okay, it's not letting me do that. Let me green. I don't want to get ahead of you there. I've got it all set up at home. I mean, at the Sam Studio, working like I want. This is the first time I've done this from home like this. So pardon me, if you will, and just, this is just down and dirty, okay? That's the way it is. All right, I want to get this map. Tonight, we could have an issue. And this has cropped up, like I said, within the last several hours. If you can see here, from Tompkinsville over toward Burkesville, Albany, Monticello, over toward Somerset, parts of south, central, and eastern Kentucky, there is that possibility for light freezing drizzle tonight. Had some earlier just to the north of us today, kind of all day, that would put down, you know, just enough of a glaze on some back roads, but the main road still okay. Everybody in this area, the roads are fine, okay? But tonight, there's going to be this patchy drizzle in this yellow shaded area, which could cause, because of temperatures, a problem of glaze on the roadway. And in that area, as it says here, roughly east of a line from Tompkinsville to Georgetown, could see an ice accumulation of 1/10 of an inch, maybe at the most. But I don't think it's going to be that much. It'll be just a kind of a glaze on mainly the roads. So as it says here, glaze of ice, especially on untreated roads and elevated surfaces. So those of you that kind of missed out on the ice storm yesterday in this area, southeastern Kentucky, Lake Cumberland region, over toward London, Somerset, and beyond, now it's your turn, but it's not going to be that bad. It is mainly just a light coating or a glaze on the roadways, okay? So that's what that is all about. So that's something new that wasn't in the forecast earlier. There was some hint that somebody still might see a little light misty drizzle, which could freeze on contact tonight. But now they want to, the Weather Service is scaling that up just a hair, more as a weather statement rather than issuing an advisory or winter storm watch or ice or anything like that. So this is just a heads up that you could be hitting some slick spots, okay, in those areas from Tompkinsville to the east, and then on through parts of central Kentucky, the central bluegrass. Okay, so that aside from tonight, let's focus on temperature, because temperature will have everything to do with what happens next. Here's the deal with that. I've said this before about the previous snows that we got, which were wet, you know, wet snows that would come in with a quick hit. It was wet, slushy snow. And in most cases, the snow would just melt away the same day that we would get the snow. We'd get the snow early in the morning, and then the snow would so wet and slushy it would just melt. Well, here's the difference now. And remember, I've always said this, even when I was covering winter weather before on television, that you have to have an established cold air layer. In other words, it's like building a house. The house has to have a foundation. Okay, usually it's, you pour your concrete footers and then you put your brick blocks on there. It's got to have a foundation. Well, the same thing for a good snow. What we need is a cold air foundation to build on, where we've had too much warm air at the surface on the foundation and not enough cold air on top of us, but enough available moisture. We would get snow that would come down because it would be cold enough up here in the atmosphere, but then down here on the foundation, it was too warm. Well, flip that now, because now what we're going to have is plenty of this, plenty of cold air foundation, which was established as that ice storm came in yesterday. And now we're going to have plenty of cold air on top of it, and the moisture is going to come in and run up over the top of all that. And that's what's going to make for this setup for not only for Sunday night and Monday, but there's a series of storms now coming in off the Pacific, traversing across the country, and they're going to make a run right at us, two of them. So the one that's coming in on Sunday night, Monday, has to have established cold air. So here we go. And this is from the National Weather Service, what they put out late this afternoon. Through the weekend, the coldest air of the season is coming through. It's here, but it's going to be in full force over the course of the weekend. So we're not going to get above freezing, really. Most of us will not. Some of us may see mid-30s tomorrow, but after that, forget about it. So here we go. I'll skip all this wording here because I've just told you pretty much all that it says. But here's the graphical part of it. So there you see Saturday, tomorrow, high temperatures in the northern half of Kentucky, 29 to 35. And here we are in the southern half. You see here, this is why I'm saying 35 to 38. But look what happens Saturday night. Northern half of Kentucky, lows of 15 to 22. We're 22 to 26. All those numbers on Saturday and Saturday night, or Saturday night and Sunday, are at or below freezing. Here we go. Sunday, 24 to 30 north, 34 south. And then look at this, Sunday night. When the next storm comes in, Sunday night, only be 15 to 20 degrees. In northern Kentucky, we, in the southern half of Kentucky, expect highs only at 20 to 25. So that's that next Arctic plunge that is going to come in for Sunday night. Again, we've already got a good cold layer established, a foundation, but this on Sunday night is just going to reinforce that right as the moisture comes in. So that's why you're already seeing a winter storm watch. As I explained at the beginning of the video, that's why the Weather Service went ahead and pulled the trigger on this. Even though it's a couple of days away, they wanted to give everybody time to prepare for this. So the winter storm watch really won't go into effect until Sunday night as the system is coming in. Then, as you see here, it's going to stay in effect through Tuesday. This is how big of a storm this is. Now, again, you don't jump ahead of me. Don't say, well, if it's going to last that long, then it's going to be all about snow. Well, not necessarily. I think at the beginning, especially, it could be a mixture. So let's break it down, and I'll explain it to you how it works. And yes, as you see here, all the way down to the Tennessee border, it gets us all, pretty much, with the exception of far eastern Kentucky. Jackson, over to Athens, to Pikeville, they're not under the watch. although they could end up being in the watch later. This covers a huge piece of real estate. Pretty much all of the big chunk of Indiana, Ohio, Illinois, Missouri, and even a little sliver of Tennessee, where I will tell you that Tennessee uses a little bit different criteria when it comes to issuing winter weather advisories or storms. They haven't quite pulled the trigger yet, but they probably will eventually as this thing gets closer. So here's what we're expecting. As you see here on the left-hand side, moderate, heavy, mixed precipitation. Now, careful. You know me, no bull. But in conversation with the Weather Service, they were very careful not to hype the forecast and to carefully use words to emphasize the potential, but yet not try to, say, oh, this is a big one. But use words like moderate to heavy mixed precipitation. People want to forget the word mixed. Okay? Mixed, right there. So when we're talking moderate to heavy mixed precipitation, we're talking ice and snow. This is going to be different from what hit us yesterday, in that the rainfall, the freezing, is going to be heavy rain. Then where it snows, it could be heavy snow. Where it sleets and just little ice, it could be heavy, moderate to heavy. And so when they say total accumulations here, 4 inches or more possible, okay, this is where everybody goes out and says, well, did you hear? It's going to come 6 inches of snow. I heard Chris Allen say it. No, you didn't. But I said it somehow. Or I'm already getting, I saw some of you. Oh, wait, over here. Wait. See, I don't know where to point. Where is it? No, there. In your chat room, in the chats here. Well, so-and-so is saying 4 to 6. Okay. Let them say it. I'm just telling you what I see. Okay. There's going to be, you know how it goes every time. Somebody's going to be posting these pictures and graphs and models and, these huge snow amounts and all that. But look at the source. Look at where they are. Are they using National Weather Service data, or are they grandstanding and coming up with their own deal? I will tell you, here in the state of Kentucky, not around here, but in other states of Kentucky, there are grandstanders and posers. I'll put that out there right now. I don't care. Okay. Look, I've held my tongue long enough. All the 31 years I was in television, I had to keep my mouth closed, as you know. But there are people in Kentucky that just grandstand and go all hog wild, and they'll post all these graphics of, oh, this is it, folks. This is the one. Look out. I made the call. I made the first call. Look at me. Look at me. Click, 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 click. Like, share, 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 share. Come on. It's crazy. It's always going to happen. It's social media. Okay. But let me tell you, I'm giving you the best interpretation that I know from my experience, and you can either believe it or not believe it, but I still say it with a word of caution. This is not there's always a bust factor. Always. I don't care if anybody says, no, I'm standing on this forecast. I've been doing this a long time. Don't you doubt me. Well, already I doubt you. And I've just seen these things just go, you've seen it. I know some of you call it the Bowling Green bubble, but I don't believe in the Bowling Green bubble. Yeah, we didn't get as much ice here in Bowling Green as some around us did, but that has nothing to do with a bubble. Bubbles burst, okay? So what I'm telling you is take every word I say with a measure of caution. This is not set in concrete. You know, I talked about the foundation of cold air, concrete, and all that. This is not set in concrete yet, okay? We're still 2 days away. So models continue to flex and change. There's still time for something to change. The path, the amount of moisture, the temperature profile from the ground up, a lot can change. So when somebody's out there just posing, grandstanding, I would just not trust that, okay? Now, I got off my soapbox. Let's get back to it. I'm sorry. So here we go. Sorry, not sorry, I guess is what I meant to say. So here we go with this possibility. You can't just delete words out of this explanation. I challenged the Weather Service. No, that's not it. That's too strong of a word. I had a discussion with the Weather Service this afternoon saying, oh, no, you guys going to go with this wording. You're going to go ahead and pull the trigger. Yes. And then they explained why. Because the models are showing, and very consistently, that we could see not only accumulations of ice, but also of snow. Where the snow and ice land is a question. That's why they say right here, over portions of the area. So you can always edit out words, but you got to keep it within the context of what they're trying to tell you. And I believe the Weather Service, I know what they're doing, I know what they're talking about, so I'm not going to challenge them. I get it. Where southern Indiana, central Kentucky, that's all of us. And then the timeline from Sunday evening through Tuesday. Yes, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. And then there's going to be another storm after that on Wednesday and Thursday. As they say here, the impacts, travel could be difficult to impossible. Difficult to impossible at times. Not all the time, some of the time. Again, keep it in context. As we've seen with this last storm, power outages are possible due to snow and ice accumulations on trees and power lines. That right there, that text is exactly why they went ahead and issued the winter storm watch, because of what happened yesterday. Because some of that is not going to go away. Remember, we were looking at temperatures here. Some of this is not above freezing in those areas that were impacted the most by the ice storm yesterday. So given that it's not going to get above freezing in a lot of those areas, again, that's why they put out the winter storm watch, because some of that ice is still going to be there on trees and pounds as this system comes in Sunday night with yet another big shot of cold air. That's okay. So again, it's all about the wording. It's all about how it is in context, and you understand that. Here again is a big word to not take lightly. Significant winter storm, and then possible. You know, if they left off the word significant and left off the word possible and just put winter storm Sunday night, Tuesday, it wouldn't have a lot of bearing. It would be like, they miss it all the time anyway. Big deal. I'm going to have to watch those little crawls go across the screen for reason. Interrupting my TV shows. Listen, I've heard it all, okay? But I've had to hold my mouth also, and it just feels good to kind of let it out. You know what I mean? All right. But with the word significant and possible in there, well, that makes it a little bit more like, okay, they're saying this is going to be a significant winter storm. but it's not set in stone. It's possible. That means that it could bust. So let's take a look at what we know and what we don't know. So what we do know from Sunday night into Tuesday, heavy snow, sleet, freezing rain, possible across Kentucky and southern Indiana during that time period. If you look at the map, the highest probability of that is going to be, say, from Bloomington, Indiana, Tell City, over to Covington, Newport, Cincinnati, and then on into Dayton, Toledo, Ohio. Okay, that's a light shade of blue you're seeing there. So that's where we think the worst storm is possible. And notice it says here above the map, potential for heavy snow and sleet. It doesn't say bet for heavy snow and sleet. No, it says potential. All right, so we're in the next category down, the high category, which goes around that, becomes all the way down to about Dyersburg, Tennessee, New Madrid, Missouri, maybe to Sikeston, Paducah, Murray, Kiz, Hopkinsville, Bowling Green, up to Owensboro, Henderson, into Shepherdsville, E-Town, which got especially hard from the ice storm, all the way over to Lexington. Then you go up to Newport and all the way over to the Ohio County line, Wilmington. So easy. Yeah, so this is the outline for now, but I can tell you with almost 100% surety that this map will change between and Sunday night. In some way, this highest area could grow down into western Kentucky, according to the moisture coming in, the latest, or it could go away or become smaller, or this blue high area expand even more. It could just constantly flex. So don't look at, well, this is exactly how it's going to be Sunday night into Tuesday. No, again, go up here, possible, those are key words. But if it does happen, it will be significant. This you prepare, not for, they're blowing smoke, I'll just blow it off and just go on. No, this is done for a reason. I'm just trying to explain to you the behind the scenes of why these things happen and how it happens. It's not for you to panic. It's not for you to look at this and go, they're not. No, surely not. I want you to look at this and go, well, it could happen, or it might not happen. Or it might not happen to the magnitude that we thought at first. It could change, weather changes. So I'll just go ahead and prepare. I'll take this weekend and go ahead and go to the store, get everything done I got to get done. Make sure I've got an alternative heat source. Make sure I've got my devices powered up, just in case. That's it. That's all you need to do. But to sit back and just go, and just to blow it off, well, I can't help you. All right, here's what we don't know. Please understand this. This is probably the most important sentence in this whole. The exact amounts and precipitation types at a given location are not known. We don't know that. We don't. Again, as I said, this map will change color, change lines, change shape, probable times between now and Sunday night. This is just a general outline to guide you based on the current of what we call the synoptics. Okay, the synoptics, surface maps, what's happening now versus what we see coming down the storm, what's coming our way. This is the best we can give you right now, knowing that it will change, but we want to give you plenty of time to prepare. What this is all about. So now we look at the confidence levels. The confidence level impact even this far out, 2 days away, is high. That tells you something right there. The confidence level and how this is going to impact you and your life is high. Confidence level on precipitation types, what did we just say right here? Well, look at this, low to medium. We don't know if it's going to be all sleet, all freezing rain, a little sleet and snow, all rain. Right now, confidence low to medium. How about this level on precipitation amounts? That's taking into account all precipitation types, rain, freezing rain, sleet, snow, low to medium. So when you've got 2 low to mediums and 1 high, this is why they said what we don't know is the exact amounts and precipitation types at a given location. It's just too hard to say right now. Very hard to say right now. But, okay, somebody's saying I'm a little choppy. I'm a little choppy sounding. Okay, that's probably just me. I did eat a bowl of chili for supper tonight, so I could be choppy. But anyway, hey, I got to throw in some levity, y'all. I got to be real. Come on. I'm not all suit and tie anymore. I shed that. This is me, real me. I mean, you were getting mostly the real me before, but, you know, don't say that. Don't do this. You can't do that on TV. You can't say that. Y'all, I'm telling you, I got my hand slapped more than you'll ever know. Got called to the front office, more than ever know. Because I was just trying to be me. I was trying to be entertaining at the same time and not scare everybody to death. But I'm like, why can't I just say what I got to say? You know, and it all had to be packaged in this beautiful little, you know, show. And I'm like, I want to break out of the show. I want to chat as long as I want to. I want to have a one-on-one conversation with people and just tell them like it is and not sugarcoat it, not fancy graphics and radar. Here we go. We're the best. You know, and every time it was just like, I just want to relax and have fun with people and tell it like it is. Okay. So now I finally get to do it the way I want to do it. So you can either trust that or not trust that. A lot of you that are in here chatting with me, you know me. Some of you don't know me. So you're sitting there watching this going, who is this guy? It's so fun. Listen, I'm having a fun time with this now. This feels right. This feels right. I don't have anybody looking over my shoulder. No, I don't have anybody looking over my shoulder, sitting there going like this. Oh, Chris Allen, why can't you just do what we tell you to do? You know. So, oh, I do have to. Did I hear? I thought one of my cats would come visit me while we're on the air, but no. Anyway, so any of you have any questions? Before I shut this down, we've been going 30 minutes here, about 35 minutes. Does anybody have any questions? Put it in the chat. You can see it. Right there. It's like when I was on television, I had this big green wall behind me, and I knew exactly where to point. There was a camera in front of me, some monitors on the side. I could see myself pointing to, if you were there in the studio, it would just be a blank green wall, you know, and I was pointing to nothing. Here, I'm like, where do I point? Oh, there. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Sandy, Travis saying, much better here than on TV. Thank you. Let's go to Bonnie. Keep doing you. Your kitty might be looking over your shoulder. Yeah, they always are. I got two of them. Cookies and Callie are my two cats. And I'm surprised Callie is usually in here. She's the one, if you saw the picture of me where I was here working on the weather and she was up here like this, just right here as I was trying to type. She likes to get in here and she'll meow loudly. And while I'm trying to do the weather every morning that I post at 4:30. Brenda, miss you on TV. Yeah, I know. I get a lot of that. I know. Well, I've just got a minute here. Let me just say that I really appreciate everybody who says, gosh, I wish you were back on TV. I wish you hadn't left BKO. We miss you. It's just not the same. I get it. But this is so much better. It is. It just, so much has changed in the broadcast business. And I felt like it was leaving me behind. Okay. You know, look, I'm on this side of 60. So, I felt like that the business is going a different direction that I didn't want to go and don't want to go ever. And I just felt it was time. I knew it was time. And so I got out. It was my call. And to settle any rumors out there, there's two rumors going around. One is that I was forced out. That is incorrect. BKO, I love them. Okay. WBKO 13 will always have a place in my heart. I put my blood, sweat, and actual tears into that place. I'm like the paint on the wall over there. And they still consider me family, which is great, but I just can't anymore. The other rumor going around is that I'm coming back, which is false. I am not, and nor do I have a desire to. I'm happy at SAM. I'm happy doing radio. A lot of you don't know I did radio before television in Nashville, where I grew up. And this just seemed like a good fit. And now I'm getting to do this. I still get a camera, but I don't have to dress up. Thank God. Or wear makeup or squeeze it all within a 30-minute period or a 2-hour period or whatever. I can go as long or as short as I want to and then just shut off. It's wonderful. Future, it really is. So I think I'm kind of ahead of the game on both accounts. And this gives me time with my family. You know, Sheila just had her knee surgery. I've got another grandson coming next month. I've got a lot of things. I want to travel more. I've got a Jeep now, as you know. I want to go and play in the snow in the Jeep, whereas before I'd have to be stuck at the TV station telling you that it's snowing. So this is much better. This is like, thank you, God, that I get to just be me, you know. And if you guys love it, great. If you don't, I don't care. I'm too old to care about that anymore. I used to care about, I didn't get enough likes on Facebook today. Oh my God. And we would actually look and see, oh, numbers went up today. Oh, but they went down. Why did they go down? What's wrong? And I'm like, yeah, come on. Let's just be real. Okay. Let's see here. All right. I know I'm going on, but I'm waiting for you guys to ask a question, but you're not. You're just commenting. I can't answer questions unless you ask me one. Yeah, no, really. I thank you for your comments. Sounds like you're happy. Thanks for all you do. Doing things on your turn. Yep. I'm just kind of reading some of your comments. Oh, here's one from Jamie Parcell. Let's put it up. I like it. I got graphics now where I can just put it up just like on television. Jamie Purcell, do you think this spring could be more active concerning severe weather? Good question, and one that I always hesitate to ask or answer because I have never thought just because what we're doing right now in winter has something to do with what we get in the spring. It all depends on, are we pushing more of the La Nina side or the El Nino side of things? That is the reverse warming or the cooling of the tropical waters over the Pacific, and how that has to do with the flow of storm tracks across the country. It has much more to do with that than it does necessarily how bad a winter it's been, because in the older days, when I was first doing weather, it was always, well, we've had a rough winter, so I bet we'll have a rough spring storms. Well, that doesn't always prove to be true. So we have to follow the patterns and how they go and how they, as I like to use the word, behave. Oh, behave. Because weather does have a behavioral, I can't even say behavioral system. That's what I'm trying to say. Weather behaves the way it wants to. Remember, I've said weather does not pay attention to state lines or boundaries or county lines. We paint these beautiful maps, which are effective to a point where we say these counties are under this watch or this county's under that warning, and it's painted within the county. But weather doesn't recognize any of those. It's going to do what it's going to do. So to say that we're going to have severe weather in the spring, really bad because now we're getting a really bad winter, that doesn't go together. The patterns can change between them. So if I even speculate, I'd be just throwing it up in the air. I don't know. I really don't. There's nothing to stick it to. There's nothing. I mean, you could do a bunch of research and dig down deep and do a bunch of algorithms and do all this kind of stuff and maybe come up with some kind of answer, but that's beyond me. I'll just tell you, that's deep operational and synoptic meteorology, which I don't know that much about. I know a little, I don't that much. So an honest answer is I don't know. Let's see here. I'm just looking through some of your looking for questions. Okay, Jamie Purcell, how much snow could fall? As I showed you in the graphic, the potential, that's a key word, potential could be up to 4 inches, up to, potentially up to 4 inches. For the ones who are saying 4 to 6, you got to look at where they are and what they're basing their forecast on. Are they looking at those glorified numbers? I mean, anybody can take a long range graphic that are very colorful. It's getting late. For me, it's getting late. And make it look like it's going to come this huge big snowstorm with 4 to 6 inches or 8 inches or 12 inches. But they're not taking into account some of that could be contaminated with ice, sleet and snow, or freezing rain instead of just all snow. Now, if it was snow, man, that's a big number. That's a lot of snow. Then you got to look at the ratio. Is it a 1 to 10 ratio? A 20 to 10 ratio? This is the water equivalent, what actually crystallizes and becomes that snowflake. There is a process that the atmosphere has to go through. So they start, and then they throw them up there with little bitty caveat toward the end of what you're reading It'll say, now don't trust these numbers. You see, it takes like me to decipher the numbers, and I'll let you know. Well, then why did you put it up there? Click, 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 click. Oh, did you see what so-and-so posted? Oh, then it gets shared everywhere and all over the country. Look, this guy's saying a foot of snow. It pisses me off. It does. Now that I can say the word, it pisses me off. And to other limit weather people, it pisses them off too. Because everything that they work hard to decipher and to put together as a force, it's just been erased by somebody who's grandstanding and wanting attention and wanting likes and wanting shares and to watch their Google Analytics go up and climb the ladder so they can get a nice little pat on the back from their boss. Just wiped it all out. All credibility is gone. Okay? That's what I hate about it. There are people that do that. You just scan Facebook. I'm done. Twitter, Instagram, it's all there. Oh, and then the people like me and Shane and some of the ones, my fellow meteorologists across the state, some of them still work in weather, some of them don't work in weather anymore. They got out too. But it just wipes out all their credibility, because then people will see that and come back to us. And they'll go, but so-and-so is 12 inches and you're only seeing 3. What's the matter? You know, and it's like, God. It's like, really? On. But that's how it goes. I mean, it's just, some people just live on that. Nancy, when should this start? Sunday. Yes, Sunday night. We're looking at now Sunday night into Monday through Tuesday. That's when this is going to be coming down. As I said, it could be rain, it could be freezing rain, it could be snow, but I do think it's going to be a lot more significant and a lot more impactful to you than this last one was. And with some of you still dealing with ice on your trees and power lines, this is not good. See, here we go. Jamie Meek. And I know you're just passing this along. I heard somebody say it could snow a foot. Is that true? LOL. Jamie, I'm going to bar you from this. No, I'm kidding. See, I'm telling you, that's how it goes. Look, I'm not saying I'm right. How many times have I gotten on TV? I'm looking at a TV, which you can't see over here. But how many times when I was on TV that I would look you in the camera and I would say, guess what? I was wrong. I got that forecast wrong. Yeah, a number of times. That's right. And that's because I wanted, now my bosses didn't like that. Don't say that. And I'm like, look, our credibility will improve if you'll just let me be real about it. Let me talk about it. There was never enough time on television to talk about this stuff. Yet I would be, oh, we got commercials to run. You know, when is this severe weather going to be commercials to run? We're losing money. What? Come on. And I'm like, I got to know what's going on. And then yahoos would get on there and go, get off my TV. I want to watch Dancing with the Stars. You're interrupting my show. I don't care if it is a tornado. I don't care if it's getting somebody in Adair County. I'm in Todd County. Leave me alone. Get off my TV. I did. I got off your TV. Are you happy now? Ooh, that felt good. All right, I know. I gotta get off here. I'm getting preachy. I didn't want to do that. Okay, so just the ones that are saying whole bunch of snow, foot of snow. Well, I don't know if it's going to be a foot of snow. I don't know if it's going to be an inch or, but you can't be throwing out snow totals this far out ahead of the storm, 2 days ahead of it, knowing that there's going to be some contamination of rain, freezing rain, and probably sleet that is going to cut down on the snow total. You just can't do it. Anyone's doing that is wrong. And they're misleading you just so they can get a bunch of likes and clicks. If you want the straight forward answers, I'll give them to you. It may not be all polished and suited up and fancy graphics, but I'll tell you what you need to know. Now, if I see something that raises a red flag to me, that is something that is very serious, get closer to Sunday night, I'll do another one of these. Maybe tomorrow, but certainly Sunday. So I'll send out those of you that have subscribed to these chats and videos. I will let you know. Absolutely let you know. In fact, let me put this on here. I'm going to put up something here that you'll see at the bottom about our YouTube channel, which most of you are watching right now. Some of you are watching on Facebook. Some of you are watching on the YouTube channel. Put this up real quick so you'll see it and know where to go next time. It's Sam Channel BG, and you have to subscribe, okay? I'm going to put this up. There we go. Okay. We're trying to build this, and I'm going to get it set up here at home a lot better than what you're seeing right now. I don't have the right lighting, and you can see my nasty empty chairs back here. You can see my cool one of 20 or 30 systems I have. You know how much I love music, speakers, stereo systems. I've got them all over the house, out in the garage especially. But this is where I create my weather every morning. This is where I sit in here and look at maps, and then I play records and I listen to music and listen to Sam. I'm always listening to Sam, make sure everything's running like it should. But you're here at my home, so thank you for doing this. But if you want more reminders of me going live, go to YouTube channel, YouTube, search Sam Channel BG. Okay, let me, I put channel in there too much. Wait a minute. Let me fix that. It's a little confusing. I'm still getting used to saying it too, but what we wanted to do was create, no, it didn't do it. Okay. Sorry, you get it. It's YouTube, go to YouTube and search Sam Channel BG. That's all you have to do, and then hit the subscribe. So like right now, as this video is playing, if you're watching me on YouTube, you go over, I think it's in this corner, the right corner of your screen, and you should see the Sam logo. Click that and a little subscribe will come up. Subscribe, and then anytime that I'll push out, like here, that I'm going to be on the air at 6:30, that'll give you a reminder to join me live at 6:30, and then you'll never miss any of these updates. And on Facebook, it's just going to, it's put to Facebook, but that's how that works. Well, I only plan to go 30 minutes. Then I got on my diatribe, then a soapbox, and now it's almost been an hour. Crazy. I didn't know I could talk that. Well, yeah, I do know I can talk that much. The rest of the time, you can ask my wife. I'm pretty quiet. I'm a pretty quiet guy, unless I have really, really something important to say, and then I say it, like today. But anyway, God bless you all. Thank you for just letting me yak. This is a conversation between you and me. All right. What I want it to be. I want to hear from you guys. I want to know what's on your mind, good or bad. If you've got some criticisms, hey, lay it out there and I'll do better with whatever. Don't just shower me with affection. I mean, you can. That's nice. But I mean, if you had a constructive criticism, I want to hear it. I want this to be effective and not a waste of your time. Okay. But let's get through. Tomorrow, I will have some new information, and I may or may not do another tomorrow, but I will certainly do one Sunday afternoon before everything gets started, because then I will have the absolute very latest data that I can work with and be more precise on, what we're looking at. All right. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you all. Have a great evening and a great rest of the weekend. Don't forget, Valentine's Day is Sunday. Take care of the one you love. All right. See you guys.